Hello, everybody. I just watched a comedy called A Fish Called Wanda, which was written by John Cleese, who is famous for being in Monty Python, and I thought it was really great. And today I'm going to give a little review, but mostly a short and sweet recommendation. Alright, so before I get into this, I'll just say I'm a bit tired today. So, I might be a bit, maybe sounding a bit different, but I assure you my enthusiasm is very high for this movie. Alright, um, this scene that you were watching right now I just picked it because it's really weird, but in the movie it's really funny. um, okay, so let's start here. Let's start with the cast. Okay, everybody's great in this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis is funny and seductive, but John Cleese is funny and Michael Palin's really funny, but my favorite was is it Kevin Kline? Yeah. What a performance. He won actually an Oscar for it, and damn, that guy lives, breathes, and acts funny. What a great performance. He looked a little bit like Robin Williams crossed with let me search him up. I forgot his name. It's Robert Shaw. That's who it is. Anyone seen The Sting? He looks like a cross between Robert Shaw and what's his name? Robin Williams. So funny. Now, let's get second thing. This movie perfectly combines just hilarious writing, great jokes, with an actually great screenplay. And it was actually nominated for an Academy Award, which is not common for comedies with screenplays, but actually quite complex screenplay and quite clever. It had classic film tropes like the femme fatale. It had like a The Sting-esque quality in terms of sort of like a bunch of misfits pulling off a heist. I like this movie better than The Sting actually, but The Sting is also great. But this movie is really something special. I really like this movie. It's probably my second favorite comedy behind Annie Hall, and I like it better than The Graduate, which is probably my third. Unless you consider Rushmore a comedy, which I guess it is. So I guess this is. I don't know if I like it better than Rushmore, but it's up there. I haven't rated it yet, but it's either second or third. Probably second though. Yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling, but I'm just really tired right now. This film does something great, which a lot of comedies struggle with. It has a fantastic pace. The beginning just sets up everything without being confusing, and you don't really think it's that funny at the beginning. And then all of a sudden it takes you by surprise and it delivers these great scenes, these hilarious, so clever and so funny and just so relentless. I laughed so hard in like so many scenes. And I'm not like a big laugher. I just like mainly chuckle. But when I find something really funny, I just laugh so hard. And this was so funny. And just the whole like dynamic between John Cleese and Wanda, which is played by Jamie Lee Curtis, is so funny, and it's so like endearing too. It's sort of like sweet at the end. You like sort of kind of realize like it's a bit more than just a comedy. It's really quite touching actually. But yeah, I like that this movie doesn't get bogged down in anything. Like, a lot of comedies will get bogged down in certain scenes that are just funny, but they kind of are derivative of the plot. This movie like doesn't waste a second in terms of its screenplay. It's so like well formulated and funny, and just everything just like gradually just builds up more and more comedic tension, and then it just like boom, you get it, and it's like the punchline of a joke. It's the release. It's so funny. I really like this movie, and I could like go over every scene, but my feeling is, what's the point of doing that with a comedy? Like a lot of my comedy reviews, I feel like I don't really talk about specific scenes or anything. But yeah, I just don't think it's really necessary. I think comedy is such a universal language, and I think this movie is like a masterclass in universal comedy. Um, I made a video about Annie Hall, which is my favorite comedy, but that's very specifically Jewish comedy, and that movie would not be funny or that funny to a lot of people. And I know it isn't funny to a good amount of people. It certainly isn't super funny to a lot of people. But this movie is much more universal and so good, so funny, and I highly recommend it to everybody. Really good, and in just in terms of comedy, but also just in terms of a movie. It's very fun to watch, well shot. Everything is just on point. It's just a great film, and I really liked it, and I'm glad I watched it. I had it on my list for a bit, and it surprised me. I really liked it, and yeah, so please go watch, and if you liked it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you later. Gonna go get some sleep.